thanks for joining on the today evening on the presentation for the investment in Ayodhya. So Ayodhya is a holy land. It's a birthplace of Lord Rama. So it's going to be one of the kind of investment opportunity has come up. I've been dealing in Indian real estate for last 10 to 12 years now. And this is the first ever kind of this opportunity has come up. And this is opportunities bought by one of the reputed developer, the House of Abhinandan Lodha. So we have General Manager Nadeem Ahmed and Deputy General Manager Abhiroop Chandel. They are going to give us the idea about what is the project about and how all these things are going to work and what are the opportunity and what are the investment potential and everything. So over to you, Abhiroop.
Thanks, Mihir. I hope my audio is clear.
Yes, your audio.
Very good evening to all of you, and thank you for joining us from around the globe. Very much appreciate Mr. Mihir over here, who's managed to have this gathering. We are going to have, I'll just lay out the plan for the next 10 to 15 minutes. My intention here is to walk you through one of the most raging land buying opportunities that is being witnessed by the country currently, not just in India, but by global investors. Ayodhya, as the name suggests, it has been the much anticipated, much speculated, and most celebrated location, not just over the decades, but but across years and centuries. And this is the first joint hands between this kind of a location and the most largest branded land developer in the country, which is House of Abhinandan Lodha. My name is Abhiroop Chandel. Thank you for the introduction, Mihir. I represent House of Abhinandan Lodha for all our NRI investors and customers who have gathered here today. So without wasting much time, I would just give me 1 minute. Yeah, Mihir, I hope you're able to see my slide share.
Yes, we can.
So before we start talking about the product and the location, I want to give you an introduction of who we are. We are House of Abhinandan Lodha. We are a new generation developer, and we are the largest branded land developer of the country today. Our core values are around plotted land development only. And while doing that, we allow for opportunities for our customers to grow with their wealth while doing all of this on a tech platform, right? So gone are the days when you would have to actually travel and visit and examine locations. With the ease of solutions from House of Abhinandan Lodha, today investors from around the globe are easily able to purchase and consume land and truly make it limitless, right? What we offer here is not just the physical possession of the land, but also the complete planning around it. So right from the stages of safety and security, when it comes to the paperwork, when it comes to the physical possession, all our projects are gated developments that also comes with a complete assurance of the safety of your asset, whether you are having good accessibility or proximity to the location that you're investing in. House of Abhinandan Lodha always takes care of the asset that you are purchasing from her. We plan a lot of liquidity options. You can always cross-sell, resell land plots that you have purchased with us and move to different locations. Let me just give you our plan for the next 3 years is going to be live across 15 new destinations in India. We bring in curated locations. We bring in upcoming locations that have a huge upside in the appreciation sense of the word. One important aspect of investing in land, and something that always has been a point of concern, was the transparency part of it. What we offer here is complete legitimate watertight documentation, something that is ready with all due diligence done on a ready platter, so that our customers can freely invest while knowing full well that all paperwork and legal issues have been taken care of. What we mean here is complete transfer of the title of land, complete paperwork gets done, and a landowner who invests in a property can truly start consuming the land in his or her way that he perceives from day one of possession on any plotted project, right? The last is the promise of wealth. Our key focus is to offer you such locations which will help you grow with the wealth that you're investing, not just through resale, but also offering very good rental opportunities while developing the land parcel that you're purchasing with House of Abhinandan Lodha. Okay, we also take key focus into doing survey of upcoming locations and offering the best one. We'll have a look at what is in offer right here. We are, like I already mentioned, we've planned expansion across 15 new locations in the next 5 years. There are already 5,000 plus customers across the globe who are today proud landowners of House of Abhinandan Lodha, and more than 1 crore square feet is under development, right? So that's a brief preface about us. This has been our journey since 2020. So this brand and this company was, as the name suggests, was founded by Mr. Abhinandan Lodha, who is the younger son from the Lodha family. In 2020, we had the first launch of our project called Isle of Bliss, which is in the Konkan belt. As we speak today, it stands delivered, and our customers are already using it. It has already seen a massive appreciation of 110%. Further to that, we had land launches in Neral, in Anzarle, in Goa. Every single one of them was a record sellout in less than a week. In Neral, we saw more than 2x subscriptions. Everything got sold out. Same was the case in Anzarle. In Goa, which is one of the most sought after locations in India today, we had a complete sellout in 6 days. Similar stories happened in Cape of Bliss. So one thing that was a key finding both for us and our customers was that the potential of land is truly immense. And this kind of an opportunity, not just for the person who's offering it as a product, but also for somebody who's investing and pre-investing in it, is truly immense, right? We have more than 75,000 interested customers across all the projects that we've so far launched, more than 5,000 happy customers. We have sold almost 5 million square feet plus, and 600 customers have already built their dream homes or started to build their dream homes in our delivered projects, right? I would want to show you some visuals of how we develop a land project. This is Isle of Bliss. This was a 100+ acre development. The pictures on your left are what we created as an amenity or as a dream, and the pictures on the right are the actuals when it got delivered, right? So a community center which catered to a 100-acre development. This was in Dapoli. You're looking at an aqua zone here. When it actually got delivered, it was an infinity aqua zone overlooking the beautiful Konkan belt or the Kolthare beach, right? Indoor sports arena. This is what we actually curated and delivered for our landowners in Dapoli, right? I would be sharing with you some of the testimonial from our happy customers. We have a steady 15 to 20% customer retention across projects, which means that when a customer chooses to buy land from House of Abhinandan Lodha, he continues to do so in further projects as well in order to diversify across other locations also, right? So now I would want to take you closer to the location that we are talking about. Ayodhya, it is the most talked about location from the perspective of religious tourism, from the perspective of what has happened in the last 10 years in terms of development and infrastructural growth in Uttar Pradesh, right? We House of Abhinandan Lodha has got key inroads into the infrastructural growth, having invested more than 3,000 crore in the development of not just Ayodhya, but Uttar Pradesh as a destination. We are seeing more than 45,000 crore being invested across 250 proposals in the investment sector. So this particular temple town is on the cusp of the next big developmental growth in the country today. You are seeing foreign direct investment coming from all parts of the world, and all major bigs coming into Ayodhya because of the key event, which is the completion of the construction of the Ram Mandir. Okay, so let's just reflect on what is so special about Ayodhya. From a tourism perspective, the pilgrimage has grown more than 100%. And foreign tourism has grown more than 500% in just 1 year. In India, more than 60% of tourism is that of religious and spiritual in nature, right? Places of religious tourism earn remarkably more than any other location, as released by the data of the Ministry of Tourism. Right? These are some of the small facts, but what essentially it means, let us have a look at some of the locations that have changed the way that they operated before and after redevelopment. You talk about Kashi Vishwanath in Varanasi. Before development, it used to have a footfall of 7 to 8 million, and it grew 10 times by the year of 2022 just because of the infrastructural growth. Same happened with places like Kedarnath and Pavagadh in Gujarat, where almost 10 times increment in the tourism numbers happened because of infrastructural growth, right? Similar things are said to happen in places in Ayodhya. As we all know, it is the birthplace of Shri Ram. It is also a much visited destination. As we speak today, we see more than 3 crore annual visits from across the globe. Almost every month of the year has some or the other celebration happening. So this is it is a centerpiece of the entire nation as we speak today. Some of you must be aware about Ramayana circuit. These are key religious hotspots, and Ayodhya happens to be in the center of not just the Ramayana circuit, but also key national highway corridors, making it the most visited places. It is one of the 7 sacred cities, along with Mathura, Haridwar, Varanasi. And please, let's also understand that each of these other locations have moved across a developmental curve. Ayodhya is on the cusp of it. It's in the beginning stage, where the inauguration or the completion of the temple town is going to pivot the entire story of what it has to offer from an investment perspective also, right? As we all know, this is the birthplace of Lord Rama. But apart from this, what is a regular day in terms of tourism in Ayodhya? It has the sacred Saryu River. It has got places like the tallest temple, which is Hanuman Gadi. You've got places of the kings, and then places like Dashrath Mahal and Kanak Bhavan. So a lot of things to do in terms of tourism. Like I said, almost every month in the year is decorated by some or the other Hindu festival being celebrated on the banks of the Saryu River and in this temple town, and which is why it is so much visited, right? Now, just some numbers as compared to other international locations which have religious tourism, right? If you look at places like Angkor Wat, Jerusalem, Kathmandu, and Vatican City, and compare it to developed religious hotspots in India, you will find that Ujjain is at the top of that ladder, seeing almost 80 million footfall. Amritsar, which is the Golden Temple town, is at to almost 30 million. Same is with Tirupati, Mathura, Varanasi. Ayodhya is on the cusp of that growth. Right today, we are projecting at least 3.2 million visitors in 2024, and that number is to grow to 100 million by the end of 2050. So that is how strong the tourism support is, that is slated to grow in the next 2.5 decades, right? So let's look at some of the goals that this kind of a location will require. You will see major road transformation. There's going to be temple streets transformation of heritage zones, a lot of knowledge cities being constructed, infrastructure for performing parikramas. Hotel and hospitality industry is really on the boom. There's going to be more than 6 to 7 Pravesh Dwars that are going to be constructed. Ayodhya, as we speak, is a 2.7 acre complex, the surrounding which there's going to be a larger 70-acre land parcel that is just going to be developed into a crowd management, pilgrimage management area. So this is going to transform into a 10x growth in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Theme parks, you're talking about spiritual centers, wellness centers. All of this is in line with the global, with making it truly a global tourism destination, right? So let's look at what has happened in similar situations in places where the property or land prices or real estate has truly benefited from this kind of an infrastructural growth. Let's look at the example of Mathura. Between 2012 to 2023, which is a span of a decade, property prices have risen 4 times. If you see, every single year is marred by some or the other development in the sector of tourism or infrastructure, and this has resulted directly into a 4x growth. This data has been shared by an international property consultant. Similar things have been witnessed in places like Varanasi as well, where another 4x growth was seen between 2014 to 2023. Ayodhya, since we are looking at the completion of the Ram Mandir, is on the start of that growth curve. It is witnessing implementation of projects worth more than 32,000 crores, covering sewerage, water supply, roads, parking facilities, parks, beautification of ghats, spiritual elements, so on and so forth. So it is really poised at the start of such kind of a growth curve from an investment perspective as well, right? Let's look at the reasons why we perceive and project that it is going to experience a 600% growth over the next 10 years. You're looking at major government initiatives, noticeable, almost we are talking about having 100 million tourism visits by the year of 2050. There are proposed iconic structures, efficient tourism infrastructure, completion. The most speculated event is the inauguration of the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi temple, that is in January of next year. So because of these reasons, we see that the land prices in Ayodhya is set to move from what it is today to almost 6 to 7 times. Right? If we look at some of the data across religious tourism locations in India, you will find that for every million increase in annual tourism, the average price of land goes up by about 400 rupees per square feet. Shirdi, which is getting about 13 million tourism visits, has a mean land price of about 4,800 to 5,000 rupees per square feet. Mathura, which is 16 million, has a land price of 6,200 rupees. Tirupati, which has about 27 million annual tourists, has a mean rate of 10,000 rupees per square feet, right? Ayodhya, as of 2024, has 32 million annual tourists. the average price of land here should be at least 12,000 rupees per square feet. If we look at similar locations of examples across the country, you will also see that there is a price range between 350 to 400%, which varies depending upon how far the land is located from the religious hotspot. So if you look at Varanasi, land prices in Shivpur, which is at a distance of 40 minutes, range around 2,700, whereas land prices which are within 10 to 15 minutes are priced around 12,000 rupees per square feet. Similarly, this price span is also found between Rahata and Pimpalwadi in Shirdi, right? That is what is the real difference over here. The land opportunity that we are offering you today is within 15 minutes from Shri Ram Mandir, or exactly 7 kilometers, right? Distances which are 30 to 40 minutes away from the Ram Mandir are today being quoted or sold for 3,000 to 4,000 rupees per square feet. Versus that, a 15-minute land location should be ideally priced around 15,000 per square feet, right? Now, these are the key developments that are happening. You're looking at the first airport. There already was an airstrip, which was the Faizabad airstrip, that is now being developed into the Ayodhya having its own airport. The river edge development, you've got the ghats, development of parikrama, but so on and so forth, right? So I would like to ask each of you a simple question. Has any of us here heard about a branded land developer offering an opportunity like this in Ayodhya? Right? So what we are talking about here is introductory plot sizes of 1,250 square feet, ranging up to 6,000 square feet in a gated development, and starting all-inclusive prices of 1.45 crores, right? These are the tentative sizes of the plots and the prices. I would now like to open the forum for any discussion or any questions that you might have.
Yeah, thanks, Abhirup, to give us the insight and so much knowledge about it. Yes, please feel free to raise any questions, any doubt or any clarity you have. We are here to take it forward on that way.
Abhirup, hi, this is Arnav. This
Hi, Arnav.
1.5 crores is just the plot of land, or includes the build-up as well? Just a plot of land.
Right. So Arnav, yes, it is a plot of land, but let me also detail out what you are really signing up for. Okay, now this entire development would be approximately 25 to 30 acres land parcel, which is completely gated. It'll have a hoard of 30 plus amenities, which includes hospitality, which includes shopping elements, which has a lot of spiritual elements. It has got clubhouses, sports facilities. It has got almost 40% open spaces, which includes landscaping, fitness lawns, gardens. The road widths, which have been taken key focus on, range between 9 to 15 meters. Right. So what you are really signing up for is basically a plot of land, which is suiting to your requirement, that can range between 1,250 to 6,000. It will have a 4 feet high wall constructed around it, and supply of water and electricity towards it. Now, all of this is part of the proposition that we are talking about, which entails the 1.5 crore outgoing that you're looking at across a period of 2.5 years, because that's the possession timeline, right? Apart from this, you also have the lifetime membership of the landowners club, okay, which will have access to the overall development, only private to the landowners of the project. Okay, so a plot of land which is completely manicured, has supply of electricity and water, has got the safety and the security aspect with a brick wall being built. The entire development is gated, not just gated, all the common areas will have CCTV surveillance. There'll be man guards. So what you're really signing up for is not just a piece of land, but also the piece of land, which is PEACE, which means that you can invest from anywhere around the world and still know that your asset is growing, while if you use it or don't. It does not include the construction cost. You could build a ground plus one villa on it, and choose to use it for your own self, for your family members, or even use it as a rental property, sort of a thing where you can have signups with things like Airbnb, staycations of the world. Does that answer your question, Arnav?
Yes, Abhirup. Also, see, I was just thinking as an investor, I don't
Right.
stay in, I'm not a local of Ayodhya. This is not for my end use. So if anybody buys or including I invest in it, it's going to be for investment purpose. So, and the investment returns will come from the tourists who are going to flock to Ayodhya, right?
Right.
So, what sort of future rentals are you looking at, or future sort of those? Because any investor, including myself, if I invest, I'm not going to stay there. I'm going
Right.
to rent it out.
Right. Arnav, to answer that question, I want to answer it in two parts. Let's understand what is there as of today as part of infrastructure. Arnav, if you go today on your Expedia or your travel website and try to book a property which you would want to use, you will find that most of the properties today that are in offer from hospitality perspective is either 1 star or anywhere near that. Okay, first of all, you don't have that infrastructure built in today, which leaves or creates a tremendous gap in the market because of the absence of those kind of facilities or properties which can truly say that they are 5 star in nature. Okay, having said that, any villa which offers things like an aqua zone, it has a clubhouse, it is going to have fine dine options. So basically like a 5 star resort. These kind of properties in Ayodhya, if it is having a 3 to 4 bedroom facility, it goes for somewhere around 20 to 25,000 per night, because of how near it is to not just the Ram Mandir, but also all tourism places, including the Saryu River and the Ghats. Second, we must also not forget that it is extremely very near to the upcoming airport as well. Having said that, Ayodhya as a destination also has many educational institutes. So this could also be used as a rental property for the youth of the city and the town, where they come to colleges and schools and are looking for accommodation as well. So the rental perspective or the opportunities to put this on the rental shelf is tremendous. To answer your question, in any 5 star facility which offers amenities and is well amenitized, the going rate as of today is 20 to 25,000 per night.
Okay, I understand that. But since I'm not a local, for me to build a house is difficult. So are you not going to build a house for me? So that I can
Right.
rent it out.
Right. So what we do here is you have clearly 3 to 4 options. One is you could definitely go out, choose solutions and vendors and architects and planners of your choice, and get the plot developed. Second, House of Abhinandan Lodha also offers solutions through its internal partners for landowners to have construction on their plots. We in most of our projects, we also offer villa designs and elevation designs from the project development. For instance, on our past projects, we've had designs from partners like Talatis, from Broadway Malayan. So all renowned, globally renowned architects who offer to give you construction support and construction solutions, apart from House of Abhinandan Lodha also giving you internal firm construction solution. And the third thing is you could do it yourself. So if you want us to do it, yes, that could be a discussion, but obviously that happens after possession.
Okay, and my final question on this would be, in terms of my land uses, tomorrow if I rent it out as a guest house,
Right.
will it be allowed? Or do I have to do a long-term rental?
No, sure.
As a
So,
as a BNB sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, so our stance on this is pretty simple. The core reason of why land investors purchase with us is because they just not want to grow wealth in terms of appreciation, but they also want to use it as an income generator or an asset that generates income. right? So between you and between you and me, which means between the buyer and the developer, there is nothing stopping you from going and from collaborating with the Airbnbs and other leasing aggregators of the world, where you can put your property on such sites and put it on lease. Of course, you will.
What will Ayodhya authority allow me? There's a key question. Is there any policy on that?
So to answer your question, let me tell you, this is a freehold property. And as we speak right now, there will be a complete transfer of the title of the land from House of Abhinandan Lodha to you. So anybody that can allow or disallow any sort of activity within the project and within the gated development and within the plot is either the society or you, which
or the Ayodhya authority, who is giving you the final license for the housing, because that happens in most gated communities across India. So they can set rules that you cannot do a BNB or a guest house. So I'm just asking, is there any clarity on that?
No. So I will again clarify. There is nothing that we need to get in writing for operations or activities to happen within our project. It's a freehold property. It is a private property, and what goes on within the private plot and within the private confines of the development is solely a discretion of the landowners and the society of the landowners, and no external authority or local. Sure, for construction you would require certain approvals, certain permissions, but as House of Abhinandan Lodha, we will get all of that ready so that you can begin construction on day one. But apart from that, no other permissions or approvals are required.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Arnav. Thanks, Birup. Okay, any other questions, any other doubts, query, please feel free to ask.
Hi. I have just one question. This 1,250 square feet, how big that plot is? Because obviously I can't visualize. So can you create some small bungalow, big bungalow, how it works?
So like I said, the introductory plot sizes are 1,250 square feet, and to give you a dimensional understanding, this would be ranging, having a frontage of 35 feet and a depth of 40 feet. These are the smaller plot sizes, but you could look at purchasing plot sizes up to the size of 6,000 square feet also. There would be different brackets of land plots. So 1,200 to 1,500 would be one size. You would have probably 1,600 to 2,000. You would have 2,500 to 3,000, onwards till 6,000. So those are going to be the plot options. Of course, what we are saying right now is offering our customers to do an application. We sit for a plot selection discussion. This happens in the month of October. Right now, what we are going through is an application model, which is a setup from our escrow. You could access the details, and the details would be shared. I've already shared with Mr. Mihir over here. So an application does not have any relevance to a plot size. Once you have a look at the complete plan, you have a look at the plot options and the recommended plot options, from there on, you can clearly exercise the advantage of preference in choice in order to go for the best size plot and its location, right? So 1,250 square feet is roughly around 35 to 40 feet. On a 1,250 square feet plot, you can construct up to 1,200 to 1,300 square feet across ground plus one, which means 50 to 60% of the land parcel can house the footprint of the entire structure of the construction. And additionally, 40% of the land parcel shall remain open within the boundary wall, which will house an open garden, which can house a parking area. It can house other open elements that do not comprise of the FSI of construction on the plot. Does that answer your question, Mr. Vajani?
Yeah, thank you.
So am I correct assuming that the per square feet price is 12,000 rupees?
Yes, not very accurate, but 1.5 crore is an all-inclusive price. There's a loading of 8% of taxation. So your plot cost would be somewhere around 1.35. But as I've earlier also indicated, these are tentative prices at which we are signing up with applications from our customers. The actual costing of any individual plot shall be shared upon the allocation discussion.
So can you go back on the slide of the exact location of the place and where you are comparing that, why I know you have come up with this price?
Right. So I think you're talking about this particular slide over here.
Yeah, but it talks about Varanasi and Shirdi. So where is the comparison of Ayodhya?
So in order to show that to you, I'd like to take this discussion one-on-one, right, Mihir? We could give you a complete understanding of where the location is. To answer your question,
Sorry
right
to interrupt. Is it possible to quickly give them the idea? We can just quickly run through it, if it is possible for you.
Sure. I'd like to present my map over here. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, I think it will be interesting to
Because
find
see,
out where,
I mean,
where exactly is
you have given the comparison of Bhelupur and Shivpur in Varanasi, right?
Right.
And it's not apple to apple comparison, of course, because the location of these two places from Kashi Vishwanath temple and the locality is completely different. Bhelupur was always part of the main part of the city of Varanasi and mostly populated. So this was kind of, you're talking about, prime location of Mumbai city.
Right.
And then Shivpur was always outside Banaras.
Exactly.
And still developing. Of course, airport was there. So similarly, the proof is in the pudding that where exactly this location is. If it is like, okay, 7 kilometers and 3 kilometers is very disguising. So, but.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Sorry, I am unable to see whom I'm speaking to right now.
You're speaking to Prashant.
Okay. Hi, Prashant. So I hope you're able to see my screen right now. What I've done here is basically mapped on Google Earth. Okay. And this particular area, province over here is Ayodhya. You see it's on the bank of Saryu River. Let me first show you where the construction of the temple is going on to have a point of reference. Okay. So the way to look at it is you can actually Google Janmabhoomi Path. Okay. And you will find that this road, it will lead you to this road. Okay. Adjacent to this road where it leads into a compound, which is a large 2.7 acre complex, is this Ram Janmabhoomi temple where the construction is going on. It's already on the first floor and it is the construction is slated to be completed by January of next year. So this is that sacred temple place. So the way to look at it, I've already told you Janmabhoomi Path, and then just adjacent to that, it is on the banks of the Saryu River. Right? This is the Saryu River. Sure. Now our location is just adjacent to Ayodhya Dham bus stop. Okay, so you can also Google Ayodhya Dham bus station. On the map where you see this red pin is where our location is. Okay. However, to give you more clarity, the biggest USP of our project is it's directly on this main highway, which is going towards, which is connecting, which is basically the ring road surrounding Ayodhya. It is connecting onwards to Gorakhpur and this way to Lucknow is the main highway. Our project is on this highway. Okay, on the other side of this project is also the upcoming Ayodhya airport. Are you able to see this, Prashant?
Yeah.
Where you have Usru. So ये फैजाबाद का airstrip होता था पहले. It is now being developed into the Ayodhya airport. So our location is right here. On this, it has got direct access from Ayodhya Dham bus station. This entire land parcel is ours.
Okay. And then you have variable pricing as well, like, the front plot, back plot, this plot, that plot, some of the developers, they come up with those sort of things.
Yes, that is going to be there. But since this is the first launch or the first pre-launch of this opportunity. We are not talking about any sort of premium location charges. Anyways, we have already given you an upper limit. Aapka 1250 square feet ka plot will be at an all-inclusive price of 1.5 crore. Okay, usme costs and everything will be standardized. There is one thing that needs to be noticed here is that every single plot or every transaction will have the same rate for a pre-launch. And then we usually take a price revision or a price mop-up by the time that we finish selling about 60 to 70% inventory, so that we are able to show a price growth curve to our early investors as well. So just to give you an example, when we started selling Isle of Bliss, we were selling it at around 500 rupees per square feet. This is a location 6 hours out of Mumbai. And by the time that the project was ready, we were selling the same remaining plots for 1,000 rupees square feet plus, right? So that kind of a growth in the price or the appreciation of the overall development is by virtue of the construction that we do, is by virtue of the finish of the entire product. Of course, House of Abhinandan Lodha has its signature style of construction. So, and a lifestyle that gets curated. So prices keep on moving, but 1,250 square feet will have an all-inclusive price of 1.5.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. What else? Any other questions do you have?
Is there any minimum time I need to hold a plot for exit before I can exit? Or are you as a developer giving an exits for early investors? You do a buyback after 2 years, say?
Right. So to answer that question, I'll tell you this is you have a clear lock-in until possession. Okay, but practically speaking, you can do a verbal deal, and since there are no transfer charges, you can do a transfer on day one of possession. Okay, that is one. So until you take possession of the plot, you have to hold it. Okay, and this gets activated the moment the registration is executed, right? So upon the payment of 10%, we go ahead and execute the agreement. And from there on until possession, which is a period of 2 years, is where you have to hold and complete the purchase in its entirety. And immediately after possession, you can sell it off to a prospective buyer. On the resale front, yes, we do enable our customers or our landowners to sell properties that they've invested with House of Abhinandan Lodha. You can list your properties on our tech platform. You can list it for resale. You can sell it to individual HOA bill landowners within the development as well. You can also sort of buy larger locations, move from one location to the other. So these kind of transfer options are there, which you can venture into. And most importantly, you can make use or benefit from the digital resale enablement that we give to our customers. It's a mobile application, very similar to something like a 99 acres kind of a platform where only land buyers and sellers would converge, and you can list your property there and offer it for resale.
Okay.
Also, Abhirup, Prakash here. Just wanted to ask you, when is the the temple is supposed to be ready next year, right?
Yes, January of next year.
January of next year. Okay, all right. Yeah, I just wanted to ask that because location-wise, it looks like a pretty good location. Reason being is 7 kilometers away. I mean, thank you for showing it on Google Earth as well. Have a look at it as well. But I think, yeah, location-wise, it seems to be quite promising.
Yes.
Thank you.
And more importantly, Mr. Prakash, this location, just to also remind you that a 6 kilometer radius around the Ram Mandir is a clear no settlement or no commercial transaction area, which means that this entire zone is only going to be used for crowd management, for tourism visits, and for those kind of commercial purposes that are supporting an auxiliary in nature. इसका मतलब ये है कि जो पारिषद के का usage land है, that is only going to be available for the temple premise and its visitors. The first land that anybody can look at purchasing is beyond 6 kilometers, and our location is just at that junction. Not just keeping the Ram Mandir into picture over here, but also looking at how well it is connected to the airport, as well as places like Prayag, places like Gorakhpur, Prayagraj, Lucknow, because it's on the main highway as well. तो आप अयोध्या के अंदर लोकेटेड भी है, आप उसके मेन एयरपोर्ट से भी नजदीक है, आप राम मंदिर से भी नजदीक है. You are near to all the ghats on the Saryu River because you are on the bank of the Saryu River. So it's almost like a waterfronting property as well. So those are
other than you, Abhirup, there is nobody else doing this, right? You're the only ones currently. I mean, other renowned developers or nobody has come in right now. It's only you all currently doing.
For the next 3 years, Mr. Prakash, there is nobody who even has land parcel in Ayodhya today. At least for the next 3 years. मतलब आपको clear first mover advantage है. We know for a fact that even the biggest, and I don't want to name developers over here, but we know through our own internal sources that even the biggest of the biggest land of developers of real estate have tried their level best in order to bag land parcels in Ayodhya, but nobody has it as of today, except the government in the center and the state. And now Mr. Abhinandan Lodha, through this offering, is giving this opportunity because we have this land parcel.
Yeah, because once the temple is ready, there'll be an influx of a lot of tourism. The tourism will pick up quite heavily. Anyway, Abhirup, thank you for the presentation. It was really great. We'll be contacting Mir as well. If you can just send some information across, that would be great. Yeah.
Sure, Mr. Prakash. We'll take a note of this, and Mr. Mihir and myself, along with the team, will be fronting with you in order to give you all the information you require. And the way to go ahead is also very simple, and it can be done online. So we'll share all the processes with you on a written email.
All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Abhirup. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Prakash. Thanks, Abhirup. Yeah. Do we have any other questions? Yeah, it looks like we have covered all the points. First, again, thank you very much. Thank you, Abhirup. Thank you, Mr. Ahmed, just to give us the whole idea about it. And yes, we will contact you. And if you need anything, of course, you have my contact detail. And thanks for joining on today evening. Abhirup, do you just want to quickly have any closing remark?
Nothing. Just this, Mihir, and you know this, that from the perspective of our brand and our company, we've always had a real focus and a softer corner for all the NRI investors. I want to explicitly mention that any interest or any consideration from any of your investors would be keenly looked into by the best in our team, and so that they get the best recommended solutions in terms of either the plot options or also the way forward. Okay, so I want to place my vote in that direction, and I hope to find some keen participation from your groups as well. We do have already received inquiries from your part of the world as well, and so it really means that this location is ringing bells across the globe. So I just want to thank all of you for joining today and giving your valuable time, and to you as well, Mihir.
Thank you everyone. Thanks.